Hello children, today we are going to discuss about the second type of non-metallic mineral, petroleum. Last class we learned about minerals, metallic and non-metallic minerals, and the first type of non-metallic mineral, that is coal. As we learned, non-metallic minerals does not contain metals and we cannot extract anything from them. They take millions and millions of years to form. We learned about coal. Today we are going to study about petroleum. Petroleum is a black, thick liquid that is taken from the underground of earth and which should be refined to get its fragments. I'll repeat once again. It's a black, thick liquid which is taken from the underground of earth and which should be refined to get its fragment, useful fragments. More than half of the energy that we use today in the world comes from petroleum. So we have to know about how it is formed. Petroleum is also a fossil fuel. We have already studied what is a fossil fuel. What is it? Fuels are the things that is used as fuels which are formed from fossils. So petroleum is also used as a fuel, mainly as a fuel, and it was formed from fossils. Millions of years ago, the land and sea creatures which died, they got buried under the sea, and due to high pressure and temperature made by the overlying layers, these buried plants and animals changed into oil and gas. That is what we call crude oil or petroleum. Crude oil is actually that unrefined form or petroleum. Petroleum is same as crude oil, that is the unrefined form. It has to be refined in factories to get petrol, diesel and all. So as it was formed from ancient land and sea creatures, it is termed as a fossil fuel. And it has a wide variety of uses. Petroleum has several nicknames. Petroleum is called rock oil. It is called rock oil because it is trapped inside the underground rocks from which we extract it, or we drill out or pump out this petroleum. As it is trapped inside the underground rocks, it is called rock soil. Petroleum is also called black gold. Why is the name black gold? Actually, it is very precious and costly like gold. There are many other reasons also. As I told you, crude oil or the unrefined form of petroleum is actually black in color. And this crude oil, which is black in color, when it gets refined in factories, it changes to golden color. That is why it is called black gold. The third name is liquid sunlight. Petroleum actually is used as a fuel which gives out heat and light energy, just like sun. And it returns the sunlight, that means it returns the sunlight from which it was formed. Sunlight is also a part for the formation of petroleum. So it is returning that light and heat just like a sun. That is why it is called liquid sunlight. It was mentioned in a book as liquid sunlight by the writer. So these are all names given to petroleum and they have their own meanings also. They have their own reasons also to give these names to petroleum. In one way or the other, petroleum has several uses in our daily life. As I told you, the petroleum deposits are under the earth or underground. So these are actually taken out with the help of drilling machines, because I told you petroleum is found inside rocks. So that has to be drilled and petroleum has to be pumped out. So that is a very costly or expensive process, and drilling of petroleum and refining of petroleum can sometimes cause a little bit of pollution also. When these crude oil or petroleum, which is unrefined, when it is refined and changed into the different fragments, it releases poisonous gases that cause air pollution. So here I have mentioned some places in India which has petroleum reserves. Ankleshwar in Gujarat, Digboi in Assam, and Bombay High in the Mumbai coast. I'll repeat once again: Ankleshwar in Gujarat, Digboi in Assam, and Bombay High in Mumbai coast. So these are the places in India in which petroleum is found in plenty. Now there are several uses, as I told you. For petroleum there are several uses also. The first and foremost use of petroleum is as a fuel which gives lots of heat energy and light energy. There are many interesting other uses also. Second one is petroleum is used in dry cleaning. How many of you know this? That petroleum is, we all give clothes for dry cleaning, but we are not aware that they are cleaning the cloth with petroleum. This is how the process goes on. Petroleum is used as a solvent in dry cleaning. Solvent means the liquid which is in more amount. You have already studied about solvent. So normally, in which liquid do we wash clothes? It is water. But for dry cleaning, can we use water? No. That is why we are calling it dry cleaning, isn't it? So the clothes which cannot be washed in water is given for dry cleaning, and there they use petroleum as a solvent. Petroleum solvent is collected in tanks, and from this tanks it is transferred through a filter, so that the petroleum solvent is filtered, and then it is moved to a cylindrical chamber where it comes in contact with the fabric, and there it removes the soil particles or dirt particles from the fabric, and it is passed to the tank again so that it can start working or continue its work. So this is how dry cleaning process goes on. So petroleum is used as a solvent for dry cleaning of clothes. Nowadays we use a fragment of petroleum or a part of petroleum called PERC, P-E-R-C, PERC. That is stable, soft, and that does not cause any damage to clothes. The actual name of PERC is perchloroethylene. That is the mainly used solvent nowadays, so that the damage caused to clothes is less. So there are other uses also for petroleum. The next use is making lubricating oils. Lubricating oil means mainly for lubrication of machines and all. For the smooth, lubrication means smooth movement of machine parts. Then printing ink and medicines. Medicines? Do you think that petroleum is used for medicines? There are medicines especially for skin treatment which are made from petroleum, especially Vaseline, petroleum jelly. They are all used for skin rashes and all, and many other skin problems, which are actually petroleum products. The next use is to make paraffin wax. Paraffin wax has several uses. It is a waterproof like material which is used to make wax, candles, polish, waterproof cartons and all. So this paraffin wax, I have shown the picture here, it is also a product of petroleum. So one or the other thing that we use around us in our everyday life has at least one petroleum product in it. So So from this itself it is very clear that how important is this oil for us. And be careful that it is a fossil fuel. It takes millions of years to form. So for future use, we have to use it wisely. Now, we learned about minerals which are very important for our lives. And it is our duty to conserve it for the future generations, as we are very conscious that they take millions of years to form. So these are some tips mentioned to avoid wastage or to conserve the natural resources that is available for us. The first important thing is that keep your stoves and machines at home without any defect, so that the fuel used by them will be less. The best example is when we are not well. That means when our body is not functioning properly, we need more energy. We are tired, so we need more energy. So if you want to get more energy, you should have more food. Same way, when the machines have any complaint, they need more energy to work. If they need more energy, they will use more fuel. So that is actually a wastage of fuel, because that is more than the normal fuel that is needed for that machine. So always try to check the machines and stoves in your house, so that you can prevent the wastage of fuel. Second one, coal and oil, that is the non-metallic resources, should be used wisely, because we learned the reason, isn't it? They are fossil fuels, they need millions and millions of years to form again. So once if they are over, that getting back that mineral is not an easy process. So instead of using this exhaustible natural resources or non-renewable natural resources, we can switch on to inexhaustible or renewable resources like solar energy, wind energy, water energy and all. So better use renewable resources rather than using non-renewable resources. Third one is that minerals should not be wasted while mining. We know that we pump out minerals from the underground. So while pumping out or while mining, taking minerals or pumping minerals, there is a chance for loss or wastage of minerals. Even one single drop of it or one single particle of it is very important, because that too has taken long time to get formed. So wastage of minerals should be avoided. And the last one is, animals and plants are also our natural resources, which adds to the balance of nature and the beauty of nature. Without plants and animals, we or human beings cannot survive. So we should try to make a balance between the plant and animal life also, along with the conservation of minerals. So these are the important things that we have to keep in mind in order to protect and conserve the natural resources that God has gifted us, the nature has gifted us, for proper usage and to save it for our children and grandchildren, because they are also having a life on earth. They also have the right to use all these things, and we don't have the right to make it over or to use it unnecessarily. And there is a famous quoting said by Mahatma Gandhi: "The earth has enough for everybody's need, but not enough for everybody's greed." If we are using the natural resources that is in the proper amount, earth has the natural resources for everybody's use. But if people are greedy and using more than their limit, the future generations won't get it. So actually using more than what we need is actually our greed, isn't it? So nothing is there on earth to satisfy our greed, but there are things enough to satisfy our need. I'll repeat it once again. The earth has enough for everybody's need, but not enough for everybody's greed. A very true sentence said by Mahatma Gandhi. I hope you all will keep this in your mind and live a better future. So with this, we have come to the end of this big chapter, Rocks and Minerals. Read your textbook. I know it is a bit difficult for you. This chapter is not having any relation with one and the other topic. That means each topic is different and each one is important. Each sentence is important. So too many things to study, you will get confused. But keep on studying and keep on recalling what you have studied so that it becomes easy for you. So read your chapter, mark the important points. Thank you.